Hello, my name is Catrice Miller, and today we are discussing interview strategies. Yes, we're going to examine those common questions that you're going to be asked in an interview that if you prepare, you can ace the answer and help you land that job. Let's dive in. Question of the day: what is your number one strength? This is a great question because it gives you an opportunity to really shine in front of the employer. Before we get into our model answer and help you prepare for answering this like a pro, let's look at some of the mistakes that so many applicants make when answering this question. Mistake number one: they identify a strength that is not related to the job. Too many applicants hear this question and really think they're looking for you to tell them what is your greatest strength of all categories or across the board. And too many applicants give an answer that really does identify what they're great at, but it doesn't make the connection to the job they're applying for. If you remember nothing else, I want you to remember this: everything you say in the interview needs to relate back to the job you're applying for and to that employer. That is what they care about, and that is how they are going to find a qualified applicant that they want to give an offer to. So this is true here as well. So when you're answering this question, you want to make sure you're identifying something you're good at and that's a strength for you, but that is also aligned with the job you're applying for. Let's look at mistake number two. Mistake number two is identifying a soft skill and not allowing that soft skill to show up strong. Now, for those of you that follow me, you know I often say we don't like to use soft skills in the job application process. And just to be clear, a soft skill is something like leadership, organization, things like that. But this is the one place, the very few places that you can actually use soft skills in the interview and job application process. But the key is to identify a soft skill, but add extra information to help make it appear to be strong and to make it work for you to show you to be a qualified, strong candidate for this role. Now, let's look at the actual formula that we have. You guys know I love a formula. So here's my formula for answering this question. Our specific formula is strength target results, STR, our strength target results format. This is going to help us to identify what our strength is, but it's going to allow us to create an answer that's going to make you stand out and help you to be remembered. Specifically, this format is going to identify what your strength is, and then we're going to identify what target job responsibility or duty we're tying to that strength. And then we're going to give an example, a result where we've actually done that in one of our previous roles. Let me give you an example to help it make sense. Today, we're going to identify a job opportunity for an administrative assistant. And when asked the question, tell me your number one strength, this is the answer that we're going to give. My number one strength is organization and attention to detail, especially when managing multiple priorities. In my previous role, I coordinated schedules for a team of 12, managed over 50 client files daily, and I implemented a new filing system that reduced document retrieval time by 40%. Now, a weak answer would be my strength is that I'm organized or I have attention to detail, period. But we don't give weak answers. We give strong answers to show our strength. So, do you see how we broke that down? My number one strength is organization and attention to detail. That's the first part, especially when relates to we're going to tie that to an actual job duty for the role we're applying. And in our administrative assistant role, that job duty was managing multiple priorities. So we're going to add that language next. And then we tied it up with a result, a strong statement that actually does a show and tell for how we utilize that strength. Then when we said we coordinated schedules for a team, we managed client files, and we implemented a new system. But notice we didn't just say we did that with those statements. We actually added metrics. Whenever you can add metrics and numbers to your responses, it strengthens them and it makes you prepare a better, stronger answer. So I'm going to read it back one more time so we can get the answer so that you can learn how to apply this to your specific job opportunities. My number one strength is organization and attention to detail, especially when managing multiple priorities. In my previous role, I scheduled coordinated schedules for a team of 12, managed over 50 client files daily, and implemented a new filing system that reduced document retrieval time by 40%. That is something that is strong and something that you can prepare in advance and that will set you out to be the best candidate for that role when answering the question, because everyone else is going to simply answer, my greatest strength is blank. But you have gone beyond that blank, fill in the answer to provide not only what your strength is, you've tied it to the role and you've given a specific example using metrics to show your value. Hopefully this was helpful. If so, I encourage you to follow me to learn more about my program and my services. My website is listed here, corporatewinners.com. I can also be followed on all social platforms. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Corporate Winners, and you can find me on LinkedIn and Facebook using my name, Catrice Miller. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, wish you all the best. Look forward to hearing from you all really soon. Bye bye. Have a great day.